How are you, Jake? We are indeed starting over. I just dismissed all of my staff. I have 349 direct contracted staff, and we're going to start from scratch. So
successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
now what I intend to do with this restart is play first tab FOBs only. I'm not doing indirects, I'm not doing defenses. Well, defenses maybe, it depends. We're going to be basically rebuilding the entire setup. 162s. So I needed to do something different. I've been offline for the past week, and I had no interest in playing this game. Excuse me. And I decided to do something very different. So you're welcome to tag along and see how it goes. It's the first of many. So 33,000 plus S++ went out the window. Now I have 3 backup saves. How are you, man? Good to see you. I have 3 backup saves, and in case new equipment comes out, then I can just reload and start over. But I don't expect new equipment, and at this point I don't even care. Been playing, doing okay. I've been playing GTA Online and get that same sense of progress. You know, you're building something, more or less, with that game. You're not building any, at least at the level I was at, you're not building anything anymore. Okay. Give me 1 second. So I needed to start over. I did have some that sense of building was a big part of this game, and I had lost a big part of that. So I took the plunge, and here we are.
Infiltration successful.
Okay. Haha! A first volunteer. Survive doesn't do anything for me. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. I'm not going to play events. I'm not going to do indirects unless there's nothing on the first tab. So, how are you, Apple Dice? Good to see you. So, okay. So we got some new things to play with. Missiles. Yeah, as the title suggests, I'm starting over from scratch. Well, not strictly from scratch, but I dismissed 3,000 plus S++ staff, and I'm starting over. So today is the first day of this new life with low grades and all that. So we're going to see how it goes.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
I have 3 backups, and I'm good to go.
Be careful down there, boss.
So I'm not worried about that. If in the event that Konami decides to give us new stuff, then I can restore and pick it up again. So, but I don't expect them to give us anything new. And if I want to keep playing this game, I wanted to return to that sense of building something. So I threw my staff out and starting over. Because with GTA, it's nice. I actually like it, but in the early going, you need a lot of help, and I've kind of struggled a little bit. I didn't get very far in the online for PS3, but on this system, I've got to about rank 20 or so, and I bought my original apartment, the same apartment that I had on the PS3. I use a female character with a ponytail, and it's nice. Gives me that same sense of building, of advancement. So, but I still enjoy this game. I just haven't, like I said, I haven't had a lot of interest or enthusiasm to play it. So, I mean, there's a guy in Security Challenge who's giving away his staff. My alternate is full of those, and knowing that I am locked into a certain number just kind of took the life out of the game for me.
CP, this is 2-2. Seeing smoke. Possible enemy attack. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. All units. Special alert. Defend your positions. Out. CP, this is Delta 3. I'm seeing smoke. There may be enemies in the area. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Infiltration successful.
That works for me. Volunteer. There's no way to do that. The only way to do that is to delete my save completely, and I don't want to do that. So we got 2 volunteers. I mean, how am I going to get rid of all my unprocessed materials? So, but staff-wise, I have you can see the damage. Everybody is either direct contracted or, you know, any normal staff I have are direct contracted. Everything else is going to be earned from scratch, so like I said, I wanted to start over. I wonder how you made it through there. He's in mission 5. So to go from 162s to under hundreds is a bit of a shock. But that's the point. We're gonna
successfully sneak your way into the heart of the
see about rebuilding.
FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Yeah, he's from Ground Zeroes. The Ground Zeroes transfer, that's how you get him. It's not about juicy targets. It's more, okay. It's a change in mindset. Okay. Getting juicy targets or, you know, high level bases or whatever is nice sometimes. However, unless you know somebody who is high level, you're not going to see those very often. And they have custom mines and cameras and high-grade devices and everything else. They're a pain in the ass to deal with. So I'm essentially returning to my roots in that I'm not doing high-level bases. I'm doing mid-level bases on the first tab and seeking volunteers at the end of the mission. That's why I do these mid-range bases. They don't have a lot of high-level staff, you know, but they give out S++ volunteers, and that's what I'm looking for. So I have to do this, you know, I have 16,000 wins. If I have to do another 16,000 times to get level 162 and everything, then that's what I'm gonna do. I enjoy this.
Don't do it.
But I'm gonna get a bunch of junk staff, and they'll eventually all be pushed out, and it's a process. It's a building process, and I've missed that. And by starting over, I am returning to my roots. So now, if you want, look up the top, I don't know, 15, 20 players. Send them friend requests and then support them, and you may get high level bases in return if they accept you. I don't have any indirects, so don't send me a friend request, because it's not worth the time. I'm no longer invading high level bases.
Infiltration successful.
Another volunteer. It's 3 in a row. Now, of course, my PF ranking is going to take a giant hit, but I don't care about PF anymore. It's all pointless anyways. I had an original goal of getting 1,000 of everything, and it's just a waste of time. I didn't want to grind out, you know, walker gears and whatever. I lost interest, even though I have a foolproof methodology for doing that. So now, in terms of receiving S++ volunteers, it's essentially random. You can get them through combat alerts, you can get them from killing people, you can get them through perfect stealth, You can get them through active
Successfully sneak
attacking
your
the
way into heart
guards.
of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
You can wear the Grade 11 battle dress and run through a base, knock everybody out, and then get to the core, and you still get a volunteer.
Be careful down there,
So
boss.
it's random. And I built my original base. Lame.
Infiltration failed. Are you
It was
hurt?
lame.
Try a little harder next time.
Fail. So I have no interest in PFs anymore. It doesn't do anything for me. Besides, people like to game the system, and you know, there was a guy I faced last week. He had level 100 in his combat unit and security team, but he had so many walker gears and tanks that he beat me. And I had 162s, you know, across the board, and everything else. Just, it's arbitrary.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
I've already hit the soft.
Be careful down
Well,
there, boss.
if you use my methodology and mindset, it just takes time. And you're not going to get an S++ volunteer every time out. We've been fortunate enough to have one each in the first 3 rounds that I've finished. But it's essentially a random process. I can't tell you how or rather, there's been days where I haven't gotten a single volunteer in 4 or 5 hours of gaming. So it's random. So I don't know what to say other than you can do it more than one way. I mean, you can play events, earn the staff through there. You can buy them through using your PF points, which I have 3 million plus. I could buy an entire, well, no, not an entire. I could buy about 150 S++ staff if I wanted to with my points, but I won't. And you can get them through volunteers, which is what I'm doing. So there's 3 ways to get S++. Now, if you have a friend who can use insurance and duplicate them and all that nonsense, that's fine. People do that. I don't really care about that anymore. But legitimate methods, you know, like I said, I do it through volunteers, and I've done it enough to where I know what works for me and what I'm comfortable with. That's all I can say. Depends on how much time you want to put in to get to 162. You're gonna fail. You make mistakes. Bases don't give out volunteers. Sometimes. Whoa. What? It's not. No traces. All zeros.
Infiltration
How are you,
successful.
Fabiano?
Extraction arrived at multibase.
S plus. Fabiano, I'm starting over. I dismissed 3,000 plus S plus staff. I'm starting from scratch. I have my direct contracted people, and that's it. So I'm working on rebuilding everything from the ground up. So it's a new spin. So okay. Let's see what we can do here. Of course, we can find out once and for all how volunteers are allocated in single player. Later tonight I'm going to run around and see how the quality of volunteers are.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Because someone told me once that the quality of your prisoners and whatnot is dependent on
Be careful down there, boss.
your unit levels. I didn't agree with them, but we're gonna find out now. So it's a big test.
Somebody just got attacked! It's the enemy! Over! This is CP. Understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out!
There's a, well, there's gonna be a little difference. Once my insurance expires, I'm not gonna renew it. I'm not gonna say when that is, but I'm not gonna use insurance anymore. So we're really starting over. Now later on, once my unit levels get high enough, maybe I can reconsider. But for now, I'm going to let my Insurance essentially expired.
CP, this is Delta 3. No sign of the enemy. We're calling off the search. Over. This is CP. Understood. Stay alert. Don't let them get the drop on you. Out. CP, this is Delta 2. We're seeing smoke. There may be enemies in the area. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. CP, this is Zulu 1. Just got shot out of nowhere. No gunfire heard. Zulu 1, what's wrong? Come in, Zulu 1. CP, this is Zulu 2. Taking enemy fire. No eyes on the shooter. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units on alert. The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out. All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a man in front. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Delta 2. He's coming too.
Ah, crap!
All fire teams, this is CP.
What a bunch of crap! Fail!
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time. Boss, the rival...
Fail, fail, fail! I was going good. Just had to go upstairs and no. That's why I hate medical. Yeah. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I forgot what I was doing. Okay. Yeah.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
Now, of course, I mean, getting back to high-level bases. Most high-level players, most of them, not all of them, carry insurance. And the way you know that is by seeing, say, grade 11 equipment and E rank guards instead of whatever else. That's how you know they have insurance. So it's an ongoing thing. It's fairly rare that you find a base that doesn't have mines or cameras and you get 10 S++ out of it. So, and I've done my share of high level bases and it's tedious, tiresome having to negotiate every trap and deal with every guard and all that rigmarole. Some people love it, and that's fine. I have no problems with how people want to play this game. I don't have the patience for it. It's not my thing. I don't enjoy it. It's nice to get 6 figures at the end of the mission, but I'm at the stage now where I don't care about that kind of thing anymore. I'm only using low-grade staff just because. Because I enjoy my females, and I don't care what people think. What timing? Just be a phantom. I mean, I have high-level supporters, and I can get high-level bases through them, but they know me as a high-level player.
Successful.
You know.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
And I'm more of the ghost type player than a engager. So generally speaking, I don't leave a lot of wormholes on high level players, so you know, if I get them on indirect, and that's one thing, but I don't do indirect quite a, you know. Look at that. Not too bad. Oh, bear in mind that I started this game on the PS3 at launch day in 2015. I transferred to the PS4 in December 2015.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
And up until about 3 weeks ago, when I hit 16,000, 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Be careful down there,
I played this game every day for 2 years, or whatever, however long it's been. Played advanced, played regular bases, high level. I was teaching people how to play this game. If you look in my playlists, you'll see the FOB school set of streams where I would instruct people on how to play this particular mode, because it's not for everybody. It requires some patience. It requires knowing your limits, you know, the guards and their senses and everything else. There are maps that are easier to play than others, and I've exploited those to the fullest. So when I start over, I have 2 years of experience in FOB mode.
All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
So there's a gap. I mean, again, with 16,000 wins, that's at a minimum 32,000 starts, at a minimum. So I played, you know, let's say 40,000 rounds of this game, of this mode. So I know a lot, or I know a fair amount. Let's put it that way. That's a better way to put it. Through experience and knowledge and trial and error and everything else. What works for me may not work for other people. The methodology I use to gather points is different than most people.
All units, special alert.
My loadout is different than other folks. You know. I mean, it sometimes it can boil down to exactly what weapons I have. And you know, the genius of this game is that you can play any way you want. And it's up to you, the player, to find a play style that you're comfortable with. I am most comfortable with the shotgun and the riot pistol and the Serval. Okay, those are my weapons of choice, and I've used them on low-level bases, high-level bases, everything under the sun, and it works. So it's just experience. That's all it is. For example, this layout of our research and development, it's North Atlantic. I've played this particular layout many times, and I know what works on this level and what doesn't. And I'm able to, so far anyways, you know, get through without being detected. So far anyways. Hopefully we can finish. I mean, I prefer playing with females that have ponytails. That's my personal preference.
All units.
Most players, most high-level players, that sounds like a network issue more than anything else. I'm not stealing the mortar this time. No traces.
Infiltration successful.
If that guy comes back to his base, he'll see that I was able to get through without doing anything at all. No interaction. Weak. So I mean, when I teach people, I guess the best way to showcase my tactics is if you look at in my FOB school playlist, I have a version where I use weapons that are at grade level 50 or lower. It's called the new player FOB school for new players. In those streams, I use weapons that are geared for players who are brand new to the game, who don't have the equipment that I do. I essentially get through these maps with stealth and non-interaction, and I was able to have a fair amount of success that way. So those are, I would say those are probably my best showcases of my ability. Because I apply my what I call the phantom playstyle to those weapons. So I'm not shooting guards, I'm not interacting with them in any way. If I do, it's at the the minimum necessary. All the equipment I use in those, because there's two different streams. All the equipment I use in those streams is under level 50. So, oh, I didn't want that one. I don't want to do that. But she's a slow runner, so shit out of luck. You know, this motion I'm doing here with the diving, not everyone can do that. For a long time I couldn't do it. But I figured it out. Not everyone may be able to do that. So I geared my playstyle around not doing that. Because even though you're getting around the the bridge faster, it actually messes up my time. So I have to wait for this thing to pass by.
All fire teams, this is CP. Security cams picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
I guess they're not paying attention. Okay, that's fine. Can't go that way. The UAV had its yellow light on, and if I had gone up the stairs, it would have seen me. That's the experience factor I'm talking about. Volunteer. So, applying my own skills to this new adventure is producing results. And I'm glad you guys are here for the ride. It's nice to have an audience. I didn't finish what I said earlier about my alternate. My alternate is only one base, and it is I only built one FOB, mother base and one FOB. So that's 200 staff members per unit, and I am locked in at level 107 for everything. That's the maximum I can reach with one base, and I don't want to build another set of bases, so that will essentially just be where it is. Now, in terms of receiving that gold modifier, do you have PS Plus? Excuse me. Because I believe that has something to do with it, but don't quote me on that. Because my alternate doesn't have it, and I'm able to receive 1.3 or higher. Okay. Thank you. Gotta do Intel. Intel, of course, is the only time I use Snake. The reason that is that I have no interest in dealing with the guards on the core platform. I can shock them all down and make it to the core without any problems. So, if you have PS Plus, you should get the the goal modifier. Now, I only attack bases with level 39 or higher.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB.
I
Capture
cannot
staff from them.
stress
I'll be
that
looking forward to meeting
enough.
the new recruits, boss.
39 or higher on the first 10. The reason that is that at level 39 or higher, you have the opportunity to earn an S++ volunteer. At 38 or lower, you don't. What are you looking at? So be careful on this platform. This is North Pacific Intel. Quote unquote my easiest to crack. Yep. I like his goatee.
You there!
I'm right here.
Hostile!
Really? What a bunch of crap.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
What a bunch of crap. So, takes all kinds. Let's try again. I'll switch it up a little. All non-lethal, because I prefer to carry the shotgun. That's my preference. I've used it for so long that I prefer having it with me. Now on high level bases, grade 10 or higher, the shotgun is essentially useless. But I'm out of that game. I don't do that anymore. So
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
I mean, on my alternate, I was able to conquer some high-level bases using because my units are locked into 107 or lower. I had to use what was available to me. I don't have the grade 8 riot pistol on that account, so I had the grade 7 and the grade 5 non-lethal, which is on my back now, and that's it. And I was able to get it to work. So don't let anybody tell you you need to have high-grade weapons every time out, because you don't. It's all about using your own skill and tactics, and strategies, routes to use, and platforms to attack. We got lucky. No sensors for you. You know, my entire philosophy is rooted in the concept of non-interaction. If you look at the single player and you're able to accomplish missions with no traces, you get a bonus for doing missions without touching the guards. I was not the first person to do it this way on FOBs. I just turned it into my preferred playstyle. And I've had a lot of success with it. So that's how I was able to build my units to 162, and then eventually all S++. Oh shit, great save. Put the wrong knockdown on this where it was set up. If you were to tell me, oh, high-level bases are the way to go, and I know guys who do that for a living, and that's fine. Yeah, it's not my thing. I don't enjoy it. I've gotten up to 200,000 in a single run. How are you, Christopher? Good. Welcome.
UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
Now this route that I'm using here is adapted from a player, a friend of mine called Ring Supernova. That's his methodology, and it works for me too. So.
Infiltration successful.
All zeros. It works for me. Now, no traces. No traces. The no traces bonus is not available on FOBs. It just isn't. But I've used that mindset or that concept as my attack strategy for the majority of the bases I operate on. Not touching the guards, not interacting with them, not shooting them very often is a cornerstone of my ability in this game. I depend more on evasion and stealth than anything else. So that's the mindset you have to carry into battle with you as you hop off the helicopter. So okay. Yes, it is. Okay, my loadout, you can see it here. Very basic. The only major big ticket item is the riot pistol. I don't carry grade 7 sleep gas. I don't carry high level, you know, anything else. I don't use grade 7 nocticinin. On a mid-level base like this is all you need. You don't need anything else. And I always start at 0600. Never fight at night. I don't care what people tell you about being stealthy. Playing in the broad daylight is much better. Makes you a better player, in my opinion. Because I'm not not comfortable with the lights and the way they operate and all that at night. And turning the power off becomes a problem. Ah, shit. Instant wormhole.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
Weak.
Boss, the rival
I don't know. My network connection got interrupted for just enough time for it to mess itself up. The Konami server timed out, and then I got jammed. Okay. Try it again. Well, bear in mind that high-level bases, 9 times out of 10, have mines and cameras. Those are the things that you deal with the most. It is possible to do no traces on a high-level base, and I've done it several times. But it is entirely dependent on what the base owner uses for their mines and cameras. There's no way to tell what they have until you step off the helicopter. I mean, this base here, there's probably not going to be any staff at the end. I'm doing it just for the volunteers. I don't really care. The point is, I'm doing this base because it has a security level that I'm comfortable with, and I'm going to get volunteers at the end of the mission. That's the entire reason I'm on this base. What are you looking at? Oh, really? Take that. Take that. I know you're there. Take a seat. Now my original playstyle, I would use Snake and shoot UAVs out of the sky and cause damage and everything else and blow up stuff. But I would get defenders showing up and I couldn't get past them. Or there would be issues, I guess. So I learned to stop shooting UAVs out of the sky. I learned to stop shooting cameras and everything else.
Special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
Grenade!
Oh, I've been on this base before.
All units. Special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
There we go.
Infiltration successful.
Not too bad. It works. 14 S ranks. I'll take that. Not too bad. Okay. Level 40. Correct. Okay. The way it works nowadays for me is I'm on this base. My goal is to not touch the guards in any way. If I have to, or if I get in a pickle, then I will. I'll use my weapons. But I know these bases well enough to where I can weave past the defenses and get through without any problems. Now, if I were to shoot a camera, a mine, or a UAV, or kill a guard, that would send a notice to the base owner or his supporters, and they could come defend against me. I personally, I don't do that. Or I try not to. Occasionally, you'll make mistakes, and you send a notice. Oh, swimsuits. Not helpful. Alright. This mission is essentially a bust. It's just for the resources at this point. No, you don't. Demon, if you kill them, you get double demon points. The reason that is that you're essentially killing your own staff. You see the Diamond Dogs logos on the bases? That's what all of these bases are. They're just like yours. Staff are just like yours. So if you kill them, it's like you're killing your own guys. And in terms of my espionage score, that's why I'm using a low-grade female. Getting 30,000 points per infiltration is where I've made most of my points. I have a low-grade tough guy that's found in mission 6. He's good for high-level bases, but like I said, I'm not doing that anymore, so I only have him for completion's sake. People freaking looking at me. How you doing, Leo? Good to see you, amigo. Really? Let's camp out. Hurry up.
Get it. Must be seeing things.
Yeah, you are. I'm right here. I'm right here. Here. Leo, I'm starting over. I dismissed 3,000 S++ staff. I got rid of everybody. I'm starting over. I have 349 direct contracted staff, and that's it. So every base I attack from now on is geared towards building up back to 162. So it's a new spin on things for me. So like I've said before, from experience, this layout on support is the easiest to play a Phantom, because I know where the guards are and I know how to get around them. Yes. There we go. Oh boy, I gotta make a pit stop right after this. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay, give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Infiltration successful.
I dismissed all my staff. All of them. So the swimsuits here reduce the multiplier to, in the upper left hand corner, reduce it from 1.3 to 1.0. So if you see a base with swimsuits, you can just do it for the resources or quit. You know, jump in the ocean. because you're not going to get any S++ staff out of that. It's an effective deterrent against people. Okay. Let me show you, Leo. Show you what I'm talking about. Look at my unit numbers. From 162 all the way down. So I've chopped everybody off and started over. I wanted to do something different. To have that sense of building again. Having 3,400 or 3,500 S++ staff wasn't getting me anything. So I'm starting over.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Well, I did it before I started, so I have 3 USB drives that have this,
Be careful down there, boss.
the save data on there, so it's not, you know, it's not lost forever. I'm not completely mad. Or okay, Leo, put it this way: a couple weeks back, I hit 16,000 wins. Okay, and I had a hard time trying to generate any enthusiasm for this game. You know, I didn't want to play FOB mode as much as I used to, because I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was earning points, but you don't see those. And at 162 and all S++, all the staff you're capturing are essentially useless. So after taking some time off and playing Grand Theft Auto Online, I decided to start over. And today is the first day. So using all my skills and all of my ability to see what happens every day from now on. Because I wanted to come back to this game, but I needed something to play for. I wasn't playing for anything anymore. And I could just use my low-grade females and get on with it, so that's what I intend to do. So and I've got 100% in this game. I've done everything there is to do. I didn't want to start over again and build, you know, 4 bases on another account and all that. I thought about doing that. I talked about doing that a couple weeks ago, but I didn't want to start over. So I've done what I can. Leo, I can restore it at any time. Come on, man. I have a USB drive that's plugged into the PlayStation at all times. And if Konami ever gives us any new equipment, then I can just restore and keep going, but I don't think they're going to give us anything new. Now, one thing I won't be doing on this account again is playing events. I'm done with those. I don't need the I don't need events anymore. It's free staff, yes, but I don't care. Following every I don't need to play events anymore. I've played them enough. Even on my alternate, I was struggling to play events because I'm just tired of it. I have no interest in playing events anymore. So on this account, starting over, I'm not going to play those anymore. Nope. Regular basis only. Okay, this guy here, he notices me. If I were to keep walking, he would notice me. Cause a combat alert, so I get on my face and he can't see me.
Infiltration successful.
Just one of those weird things that the game gives up, you know. So I had to learn that, figure that out. So. Well, you talked about it yourself the last time you were here, Leo. I mean, people cheat to use for PS score, and I have 3 million plus PF points. I don't need the points, and I don't care about it anymore. So it's no skin off my nose. Missing one. There you are. Huh. Yeah, blue kangaroo. Tough guy with an A rank, 1.97 staff bonus rating. So. Ooh, tougher. Easier. Now bear in mind, no one forces you to tackle bases you aren't comfortable with. I wasn't comfortable with that first base, so I went with something else. Something that's more my speed in terms of the layout and the ability to get through. I can do every layout, I've done every layout. In my FOB school streams, I make a point of doing every layout to show people how it works. But I don't need to do that today, so I went with something easier for me.
FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Don't worry about it, man. Like I said, it's just a thumb drive away.
Be careful down there, boss.
Now this loadout that I'm using, I have it classified as my long range loadout, riot pistol, and non-lethal sniper rifle. The reason I use it on this account or on this platform is if you make a mistake or the guards are not where you need where you would anticipate them to be, and they notice and they get a soft alert, that core platform on base development is hard to crack without distraction. The snipers are aligned in such a way that you have to shoot them all in the face first before you get to the core. So I'm carrying the long range loadout as a safety margin. I can do this with shotgun and riot pistol, but I don't want to take any chances on base development. Again, that's my experience in doing these bases for 2+ years. So I'm applying what I've learned to this new chapter. Because remember, Leo, there has to be a point where you're earning something in this game. And I was at 162 and all S++. Staff were being ejected and everything else. I didn't have any fun anymore. There was no sense of building or accomplishment. There was only points. It depends on the player. High level players, in fact, there's a guy I know who wants to play on my base as an attacker, but he doesn't have a wormhole to me because I generally don't leave wormholes very often. He sent me messages saying, you know, I want to fight you and everything else, and I'm like, that's not my thing, man. I'll defend my supporters, yes, but I'm not gonna seek out your base and attack it just because. I don't do that. I don't need to prove myself against another player. I've done enough in this game to skip that. How's it?
Infiltration successful.
Now, I've left 2 wormholes today. Will they attack me? Maybe. I don't know for sure. There's no way for me to tell. I have levels, you know, grade 11 equipment, level 78 base, custom mines and cameras. So it's up to them. If they look at my base and they don't think they can crack it, they're not going to attack me. Now, a high-level player, if they have a wormhole to me, they'll attack me. But I don't get that very often because they can use my base as a point sponge. But because I'm out of the indirect game, I don't expect to see high-level players show up. The only other time I'd have someone come at me is that when I steal and dispose of nuclear weapons. So if that nuke tab is still available and I can grab them, I will. Because I enjoy stealing nuclear weapons. I enjoy enjoy that. Check the bases. 56. Alright. Ugh. I don't like this. Okay. You know, Leo, I took a week off, or almost a week off this week. I had no interest in playing this game. I was playing Grand Theft Auto Online.
I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
And as you play that game, you know, you earn experience points and cash, you know, in-game cash and everything else. It brought back the same sense of building, of earning your keep. Yeah, your minds don't please me. I'm not messing. Where's the camera? There you are. Sorry, buddy. Can't help.
This is Zulu 2. Taking enemy fire. No eyes on the shooter. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units on alert. The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out.
Excuse me. Well, that's what Security Challenge is designed for people to fight versus another player on purpose. Because every time you step on a Security Challenge base, the base owner is automatically notified. This base owner, for example, if they were still playing, which they aren't, if I were to shoot a UAV out of the sky or kill somebody, it would send them a notice and they could come defend against me. But I make a point of not trying to do that. Nope. Look again. Thank you. Stop it, man.
CP, this is Zulu 2. Threat detected. Going on alert. Over. This is CP. Understood. Check your surroundings. Out. CP, this is Delta 1. Delta 1, what's wrong? Come in, Delta 1. We have a situation. All units on alert.
Now the purpose of that blast was to put the guards essentially on notice. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. They just heard a loud gunshot and they couldn't find out where it was. So that made them freeze. They don't know what's going on. That's the whole part of my bag of tricks, if you will, to make it easier to sneak through. Obviously, you can only do that when there's no guards around, but it works. I used to carry stun grenades for that, but I didn't want to waste the resources. Just made it.
Infiltration successful.
Extraction approved. Database.
Not too bad. That works. We're getting there. I mean, I remember when I hit 162 for the first time, I still had S plus staff and medals and everything else. I didn't have all S plus plus in my unit. That was a goal for later, and I accomplished that goal, and I had nothing else to play for. I had about 13,000 wins back then. And sometimes it was hard because I had nothing, you know, the staff I was capturing were essentially junk. That's not too bad. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So eventually they'll fill out my units and I'll just keep going. So
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
of course, the thing with using Snake is that his uniform is very different than the guards. In one sense, I wish I could go with Venom all the time, because I like his uniform, but no. Not for mid-level bases like this. High level, maybe. I feel like it. Or if I see a high level base in the first tab, maybe. But who knows? You never know what you're gonna get until you hit that helicopter. I just hate doing intel without the stun arm. Gets on my nerves. And it is certainly possible to do no traces on intel. I've done it multiple occasions. So, just a matter of guile and tactics. Opportunity. But you never know what's going to happen. I mean, that's one of my core beliefs in this game, is that you never know what's going to happen until you step off the helicopter. I cannot stress that enough. You can hit a base with the same layout a million times, and you get a million different guard layouts. You don't know what's going to happen until you actually get there. Screwed up. That's why I use Venom.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
See? You make mistakes. You screw up. Mess up everything. I was doing perfect until that point. That's a case study in what happens. You know. That's what I'm talking about. When you have your tactics, you have your weapons, you have your strategies. Sometimes it doesn't work. In that case, it didn't work. We'll try again. I was actually going really well on that setup. I was pretty pleased with how it was turning out, but then it just went to hell in a handbasket. So, okay. Let's try again. You're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna screw up. You're never perfect every time out. As long as you keep that in mind, go out there and do the best you can.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
I mean, having beaten a level 78 with no traces, I kept those. I didn't get rid of those, Leo. My S++ females are still on board. Because they're rare. I didn't want to get rid of them. You don't know if you're ever going to see them again, so. I still have my creeping buzzards and all the others. So, I'm good to go there. And that guy was one that caused a problem before. He's looking down. So he's going to see me. See how he's looking down to his left? He's going to notice if he's looking that there. See? Ooh. We have a escape hatch. Go downstairs. Oh, wait. And we have a lot of time on the clock, so we don't have to hurry. Wait for those triangles to stop blinking.
There's nothing there.
Suckers. Oh. Really? You guys are clowns. It's all about geometry. There's a video out there by a user by the name of DevilDog900. He has an in-depth tutorial on sight and sound. What the guards' limits are in terms of how they interact with you. It's very informative, and it's incredibly useful because with that knowledge you can, like I just did, literally walk right past him. Come on, clown. There. Excuse me. Not helpful. There we go. Now bear in mind that the fatigues I'm wearing are part of why I'm relatively invisible. The fatigues, I'll go over that shortly. Notice I don't have the shotgun with me. That makes a huge difference. Crap. Damn it. I didn't want to do this, but ooh, shit. That was pretty cool. A guard fell asleep, fell on the UAV and blew it up. How's that for awesome? So this base owner's been notified and I have to book it. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. Super Volgan. Gotta hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Yes.
Infiltration successful.
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Base.
Let's see what we made for this. Not a lot, but that's fine. I don't care. Okay. Okay, now the reason I can use the fatigues I'm wearing and get through without major issues is actually quite simple. Okay. Let's see. 40. 39. Okay. Long range. Now this base is completely empty of containers, so there's going to be a lot of just basically wandering through the wilderness. Yep. And I'm top 30, not top 100. Soon to crack 29th place. Okay. Okay. This is the squares camo. Okay. Standard combat fatigues. Squares wear on metal or concrete surfaces to blend in, making it harder for the enemy to spot you. That is the edge you have when you wear these fatigues. If you wear Tiger Stripe, for example, standard combat fatigues, Tiger Stripe, wear on rocky surfaces to blend in, making it harder for the enemy to spot you. If you wore this on FOBs, you could be spotted from a great distance. But because you're wearing squares camo that is designed for metal or concrete surfaces, it's harder for them to see you. That's the edge I have. Now, since I've developed everything in this game to date, I have camouflage that I've earned from events. It's different colors, but it says the same thing: wear on metal or concrete surfaces to blend in. That's mud. Or steel green, wear on metal or concrete surfaces to blend in, making it harder for the enemy to spot you. My favorite, dark rubber. This is my Captain America Winter Soldier costume. Okay, this is my favorite non-squares camo. Okay, most people may not have all of those camouflage items, but by the time you're invading FOBs, you should have squares. No, it does not. I always go without, and of course I prefer the ponytails. But that's me. It's my favorite right there. Okay. I mean, there's been nights where I've done just a short barrel shotgun and the riot pistol, and that's it. And a thing of smoke grenades. So, employing my philosophy of no traces works for me. But that's born of experience.
Successfully sneak your way
more
into the
than
heart of the
anything
rival
else.
PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits.
And I've
boss.
tried to put my philosophy on, quote unquote, on paper by using the FOB school style to teach people how I interact with this mode. So if you're interested, that's how I do it. And I go over every platform, every layout that I can come up with, different weapons, different tactics, different routes, for everything. The only one I kind of dragged on was support, because support has a problem in terms of for a sneaker in that there is only one entrance to the core platform, and that's through that set of stairs that goes downstairs. That's it. There's no other way to do support other than that. Whereas with base development, Intel, well, Intel is also locked, but that's beside the point. Medical, combat, R&D, you can do those different ways. There's different ways to get to the core. In support, however, you are locked in at that one staircase going downstairs. And to be perfectly honest, doing standard bases on support on the North Pacific layout is literally, you walk right through the entire base without shooting anybody. That's it. You don't have to, you literally do not have to do anything on a standard base for support on North Pacific. You can't get any easier than that. So this base has no containers, nowhere to hide, but that's fine. We'll make do. Again, the point of this attacking a base like this is not for the staff at the end, but the volunteers you earn and the resources you gain. Perfection.
Infiltration successful.
Extraction arrived at base.
That's all there is to it. There's no secrets. You don't use your weapons. You carry them with you as a safety margin, and you train yourself in their use and what works and what doesn't. That's perfectly fine. But eventually your goal with repetition and practice is to go without. That's how I do it. Speaking for myself, that's how I do it. I carry my weapons on purpose, but technically speaking, I don't need them. Excuse me. Wow. His main skill is in R&D, but he has S++ and everything else. Weird. Non-lethal. Oh. 58. Okay. Ugh. Ugly. Let's do it anyways. Okay. Looking at this, we know that this is a essentially high-level base. Level 58, grade 7, 30 cameras, 43 mines. That means there is 1 extra camera and 4 extra mines. It depends on what I'm searching for or what I want. In this particular case, I'm doing combat. The North Pacific combat platform, which is the one I'm on right now, is the easiest for me to get through. And I'm going to switch this character to Blue Kangaroo. Because there are custom mines, I don't want to hit one of them and die. Blue Kangaroo has the tough guy skill and has a 1.97 stat bonus rating. So I'll still get the points, and I have a special, an extra degree of safety because he has a tough guy skill. Okay. And we're gonna go with that. Now, generally speaking, the North Atlantic and North Pacific layouts are the easiest to be a phantom on. For the most part, that's essentially how it works for me. I can do other layouts. I can do Indian Ocean and South Atlantic, and I can do all the other ones. That's part of my
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff
experience.
I'll be looking forward to
But
meeting
for
the new recruits, boss.
basic for ease of gameplay, I guess North Pacific and North Atlantic are where it's at for me. I have the most fun on those platforms because I know them so well. I've spent 2 years doing cases like this. And I've done my share of high level. I'm in the 200,000 point club. I can't say much more than that. Now, unlike a lot of people, unlike a lot of high-level people, I don't like playing versus other players. It doesn't do anything for me. I've beaten defenders 100 times plus, but I don't go seeking defenders on purpose. It's not my thing. I don't do that. There are people who do, and there are people who are really good at taking out defenders. I've lost more than once to high-level people who are really good at playing cat and mouse and hide and seek and all that nonsense. It's just not my... I don't prefer that gameplay style. There's the camera. Okay, that's good. Oh, there's mine. Really? Alright. Fine, be that way. Yeah, David, if you go back, like I said earlier, if you go back into my FOB school streams, I talk about the contents of each layout and how they operate and everything else. I go into pretty gory detail about every layout. Again, based on my experience as a sneaker, I give tips on what works for me and what doesn't. Since I've used my weapons. Yes. Nope, not looking at you. Breathe deeply. Take it all in.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Alright, we're gonna make it. Hopefully. Yes.
Infiltration successful.
Extraction arrived in database.
It works. I'll take it. So occasionally you will see high-level bases showing up in the first tab. That's where I use Blue Kangaroo because of the custom mines. Obviously they weren't a problem, but other bases may be different. You never know what you're going to get until you step off the helicopter. So now in the beginning I hated FOB mode. I hated it. It was awful. But I learned how to get through, to deal with the situation. And eventually I got pretty decent at it. Not the best. By a long shot, I'm not the best. But, I've had some success. And I know it works for me. And that's how I play it. 39. Oh, I hate medical. Eventually you gotta do long range medical, which I hate. I do.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
I mean, I used to play on exclusively mid-range and short-range bases. That was all I did. I didn't do anything else. But I wasn't finding enough bases for my purposes, so I began doing long range, and eventually I was able to crack long range bases without firing a shot. So evolution of playstyle is critical in my story, because I've done quite a few things in this 2+ years of service. There are people who like to use the FOB dispatch mode and lower defenses and all that. I am not one of them. If I'm going to hit a base, I'm going to hit it straight on. I don't deal with making it easier. I don't reduce reinforcements. I take the base exactly as it is, and if I make it, great. If I don't, that's fine too. Now granted, on these first tab bases, some of them are essentially abandoned. You can do whatever you want on there, but on occasion, and I do this on my alternate account, there are people who will support random people. And let's say I knock a UAV out of the sky on this platform, and it sends a defender notice. There may be some random player out there who is supporting this abandoned base and will get the call. They get the call, they deploy, now I have a defender to deal with. And it's always a problem. Because my loadout is not designed for defenders.
All fire teams, this is CP. Security cams picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Delta 4. We'll investigate immediately. Out. CP, this is Delta 4. We've arrived at the scene. Checking things out. Over. CP, understood. Don't let your guard down. Out. All fire teams, this is CP. We may have a situation. Whoever's closest, go check it out. CP, this is Zulu 2. I see smoke.
This is where it gets really problematic.
This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Zulu 4. Seeing smoke. Possible enemy attack. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit.
Oh, you earn it. Don't. Yeah, that's a bit of a misnomer. You earn it.
CP, this is Delta 6.
I personally don't have anything to do with that. That's not my style.
This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. CP, this is Zulu 4. Threat detected. Going out. Zulu 4, what's wrong? Come in, Zulu 4.
Can I make it? Yes. I'll take it.
Infiltration successful.
That's how I do it. I mean, yes, I could use the grade 7s and I'll put everybody out, but I don't like spending my resources that way. I just don't. You know, Jay, everybody has their own code of conduct in this game. Some people think the Wormhole 10 is out of bounds. I think FOB dispatch is out of bounds. Never shall the two meet. Okay? You just play the way you play, do the best you can, and let the chips fall where they may. It's not worth fussing about. Support. Okay. So like I said, this is North Pacific support. I can literally walk through the defenses on this base without firing a shot. I can do other platforms, but why? When this one, again, generally speaking, is the easiest. That's how I view it. I don't need to do South Pacific, you know, which is support, which is a lot harder for me. When I can do North Pacific and get through without firing a shot.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting.
I mean, I was able to do, for example, South Pacific base development. I was able to do no traces on there. The very first time, a long time ago. And I wound up refining my playstyle to reflect that over time. It was essentially by accident. You are not helpful. No thanks. Not into that anymore. I have nothing to prove, so don't try that tack on me either. You always come on my stream and try and quote unquote challenge me. Why? What is your point? If you ask around, people will tell you who I am. They know what I'm capable of. I don't need to prove it. So take your chicken playing and go somewhere else. Too late, partner. I don't think you're gonna make it. Alright, let's go. An opening. Oh, I've done my share. Don't get me wrong. I don't need to do it. Oh, shit. Oh, crap.
Infiltration failed. Try a little harder next time.
Oh, that's funny. Take a hike, man. I don't need you on this channel. You can watch my other streams. I've done high-level bases on there. Okay. Let's try again. Have a good time.
successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Besides, after 2 years plus of this game,
Careful down there, boss.
like I said, I don't need to prove anything to anybody. You made my rank fair and square. I know what works for me, and more importantly, I have fun. That's the whole purpose of this thing, is to have fun. By throwing out all my staff and starting over, I've brought some fun back into this thing. Because there was a point where I didn't want to play it anymore. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't enjoying it. I mean, I have thousands of videos of high-level bases, nuclear weapons, and everything else. So, claiming that I can't do that is a bunch of garbage. And I'm, for good or ill, I've made my own place in the FOB community. People know who I am. They know what I'm capable of. They've seen me play defense. They've seen me attack other people. I have high-level bases on my resume. For my specialty, my specialty is learning how to non-interact. I teach people. You know what? Clowns.
What's going on?
Really? Okay, I've never seen that before. That's new to me. They're all concerned and they stop paying attention. Oh, come on. There we go. Gotta get my 10 knockouts in for the mission objective.
CP, this is Zulu 7. Got something worth checking here. Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
Huh? What's up? What the? Stand down!
Fail! That's on fail on my part. Fail. It's a straight up fail. Lame.
Infiltration failed.
Lame.
Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
Okay. It was to get them to freeze in place. So I could climb the stairs better. Okay, 39. Let's do it. So we're gonna change that with addition of a weapon. Those grade 5s are pretty strong. They're worth the precious metals you spend.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
So if you've just joined us, I have erased, or not erased, dismissed 3,000 plus S++ staff, and my units are consisting of 349 direct contracted staff and whatever I earn in missions today and going forward. So we went from level 162 to what, 78's my highest. So I'm starting over. Get rid of everybody and start fresh. Okay, this is what I was trying to accomplish. Watch their reaction. They start running scared. They freeze in place. They don't know what to do. That helps me get up to my place where I need to be. That's the whole point. I'm silly like that. I like to hold them up and have them tell me where they are. So this route that I'm using for R&D is good, I would say 98 times out of 100. Occasionally you run into a high level base and someone will jam a mine right there and mess it all up. So I don't say 100 out of 100 because I've been caught dead right then and there. Wake up.
Understood. Keep your eyes open. Out. Infiltration successful.
Extraction arrived at multi-base.
84 is my highest. How you doing, Hardy? Good to see you, amigo. Starting over, Hardy. Kicked out all my staff. Volunteers only. You can do that. Yep, 3,000 plus. S++ staff went out the window. Now I can't get rid of my resources, but I got rid of all my staff. I have all my direct contracted people still, but that's it. So
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking
I had to
forward
change
new recruits, boss.
my mindset. I was not bored, but I had no enthusiasm. And this is how I'm doing it. I was playing Grand Theft Auto Online and not playing this game, so...
What's up?
CP, this is Zulu 1. Something was looking into here. Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and
So low-grade females, blue kangaroo, and venom on intel. No events, no PF points. I'm gonna try and earn all of it back. As long as I care to, anyways. If I don't make it all back, I don't really care. It's still a game.
all units. Special alert. Defend your position.
Because I had lost enthusiasm, had no more interest. Turned to other games, and I mean, GTA Online is good enough for me. There's some potential there for me, but how you doing, John? Good to see you. Starting over. Got rid of my S++ and whatever I earn is whatever I earn. I'll show you my units in a minute. Well, you need 161 for the UAVs, but I've already developed them, and I don't know when Konami's gonna release new equipment, so I decided to start over.
Infiltration successful.
Alright. I have 3 of them. I'm not a fool. I have 3 saves. Plus the one on PS Plus, which I'm not going to use. Oh, weak sauce. So, starting from the bottom, and now we're here. Yeah, I didn't want to take a chance. In the event that we get new equipment, you know, I can restart and then go back to my Ooh, do I even have her on here? Do I? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I thought of that, but no. I changed my mind on that. No, not that one. When I retire, I guess you could say, then I'll do that. I can reload my save and put it on security challenge and let everybody run through for freebies. I don't know when that'll be though, so I'm gonna take it one day at a time. How are you, Locos? Good to see you, man.
There's one intruder. Their objective is unclear. If they make it to the heart of the FOB, they'll capture Stafferman. You've got to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, there's a guy who's giving up his staff in security challenge, and my alternate has worked with him quite a bit, so I don't have a problem with it. I don't need to earn medals of honor anymore, so can go for it.
You'll have to hold out until we can spare something. Out! CP, this is Delta 6. Lost eyes on enemy. Checking last point of contact. Over. This is CP. Understood. Keep your guard up.
I can't remember the last time I fought this in the daytime.
CP, this is Zulu 7. No sign of the enemy. Searching the area. Over.
This is CP. Understood. Don't let him get the drop on you. Keep your guard up. Out.
I don't like this. Gus is... not gonna make make it, but that's fine. Player Goatman is the attacker. Get to use it either. Sometimes I don't really understand this playstyle. But that's me. I mean, I'm not criticizing it. I just don't understand sometimes. Good night now.
Defense successful. Victory is ours. They need their heads checked trying to take us on.
Yes, he does. Good game. Good game. Usually when you see the direction marker change colors, that will tell you that you've been marked. Other people can explain that better than I can. I'm more of a defender than an attacker. So now using the cardboard box enables you to remove that marking. So but it was a good battle nonetheless.
successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Well, that whole killing the guards and, you know, being very aggressive, that whole play style is a little outside my comfort zone in more ways than one. Because if you fail, you've spent a lot of resources essentially on nothing. And I'm not somebody who likes to fail. I do it anyways, but I try not to fail. And going lethal is problematic sometimes. I know you're there. I want you popping out. At least expect it. I've done it a couple times on stream, and I'm essentially copying what I see other people do. It's not my thing, generally speaking. It's not my thing.
CP, this is Delta 9 here. Over. This is CP. Understood. It could be an enemy attack. All units, stay alert. Out.
Plus, I don't like the whole demon points thing either. I don't want a bloody uniform and a giant horn.
CP, this is Zulu 2. Under fire! There's no sign of the enemy. Over. This is CP. Understood.
I mean, the grade 11,
The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them.
or rather, no, let me revise my statement. A lot of high-end equipment is expensive in terms of resources and everything else. That last guy used FOB dispatch to lower Gus's defenses. And that's not my thing. I don't like that at all.
CP, this is Zulu 4. I'm seeing smoke. There may be enemies in the area. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
Keep your head on a swivel. Always looking around, looking for people that may be in your way.
You there!
CP, this is Delta 9. I see smoke. Could be enemy activity. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
Infiltration successful.
It works. Two E ranks and a volunteer. Yes, I'll take it. I'm not going to meddle my staff this time around. Any volunteers I get won't go with medals. It's too much effort. I wasn't having fun with that either. So this is where I'm at now. After getting 162, I need to do some more medical. had to do medical anyways.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Eventually, no. I'm gonna stop using insurance. I mean, I don't have anything worth stealing anymore. So... I mean, I can just do a USB backup save. Or a cloud drive save if I get attacked. I mean, it's in a sense, it's honey badger time. I don't care anymore. That's why I threw them all out. So I have some freedom now. A lot more freedom than I used to have. And if I get attacked, I get attacked. I mean, that's part of this game. That's how it works in this game. You're gonna get attacked if you mess up. I've already left 2 wormholes today. If they come back at me, then they come back at me. I'll start carrying. Jammed. Yeah. Getting back to what that guy was complaining about. I don't find 78 bases fun. It's skill, and I've done it. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I just don't have any fun with it.
Infiltration successful.
Yeah, Hardy, I mean, my staff levels are low right now. All I have, the only, you know, what's the best word to use? The only valuable staff I have are under direct contract. So they can't steal them anyways. So we earned our resources from that defense. I mean, my PF skill is going to take a hit, but I've stopped caring about PF skill because it's becomes, you know, with USB manipulation, can have thousands of items and everything else, and I've stopped caring. You know, originally I wanted 1,000 of everything, but I don't care anymore. So for some reason he likes to poke and prod at me, and you know what? I don't appreciate that. Wow. Giving away a whole bunch of freebies. Okay. People don't care, you know that. Especially since his bases are all he uses bridge blocks and automatic notifications, so it's not like you can ghost him backwards.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting.
I mean, if he were to ask around, people know who I am. They know what I've done. I've been out there in the open for a long time.
Be careful down there, boss.
So he knows. And I've done my share of high-level bases on stream anyway, so his complaint is a bunch of bunk. Yeah, it's not like I can't, because I can. I just do the best I can, Locos. That's all I can say. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you both. Too slow.
Special alert. Defend your position. Out.
I've come across him on a couple of occasions. I've had a couple of goes at his base, and he's got bridge blocks and, you know, all that jazz. So I don't waste my time on his base. I mean, I gave it a shot fair and square, but I'm not gonna worry about it.
Defend your position. Out.
Okay. Talking about so they're all facing towards the sound of the explosion.
There was an explosion. Damage unknown. Over.
this guy doesn't even care.
SCP, understood.
He's not paying attention.
Enemy attack. All units, stay alert. Out. All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
Take it somewhere else, man. I don't need your commentary here. John is welcome, you are not. Take your beef somewhere else.
Infiltration successful.
Extraction arrived at database.
I'll take it. Nice plus. I don't care. Go take a hike. I don't care. I didn't call you a cheater. I've never called anybody a cheater. Just take a hike. Go somewhere else. Go watch someone else's stream because I don't care.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Everybody plays this game their own way.
Be careful down there, boss.
Swimsuits. Alright. Fine. Do that one. I used to joke that swimsuits required no traces in retaliation. I would try anyways. Now getting back to what I was talking about, favorite platforms, layouts. This North Atlantic base development is probably the easiest to be a Phantom on. North Pacific is fair, but there's a couple of pinch points. issues with that layout that I don't like. This one is the easiest for me, and I spent a lot of time here. Whereas support on North Atlantic is garbage. So is combat, because you're coming from the right side of the platform, and it just makes everything a mess. Like that. Let's see. Ooh. Gotta improvise. I'm John Cena. You can't see me. And stop. Hurry up. There you go. All zeros.
Infiltration successful.
That works. Okay, I'm gonna tell you for the last time, get off this channel. I don't care what your beef is. I don't care. Just go away. Just leave him alone, Locos. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Take a hike, man. You're not welcome here. Guy gets all worked up over nothing because he doesn't like the way I play this game. Whoop-de-frickin-do, man. Come on. Everybody plays differently. I mean, some people spend their entire stream time, you know, killing guards and playing PvP. I'm at level 20. I have one apartment and 2 cars.
The rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new
I just
recruits,
unlocked
boss.
the heavy armor, body armor. I participate in heists and a couple random events.
Be careful down there, boss.
Low pressure, I don't care, you know. It's fun, I enjoy it. I've been thinking about getting the, what is it, the criminal enterprise pack. I've been thinking about getting that. You know, you get the bunker and the facility and the motorcycle club and $1 million GTA dollars and, you know, the CEO office and everything else. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it because I don't have any money right now. But it's a good theoretical concept to mull over. You know, having my own office and $1 million extra dollars and everything else. And, you know, eventually I want to own, you know, aircraft and that flying bike and all, you know, all the goodies, and just have fun with it. I played the PS3 version for a little while. I didn't get very far. I bought an apartment and a couple cars. I got 100% on the single player for the PS3. And I just got started with the PS4 version of single player. But I hopped into GTA Online and I'm at level 20. So it's a low stress, no pressure, have fun kind of thing. I don't care about anything else. Wow, that's really terrible. I mean, my I was in a crew on the PS3 version and that transferred over. So you know, I'm not super invested in that game. Although, like I said, I'm thinking about buying that Criminal Enterprise just to have it. Go, gotta go, gotta go.
Defend your position. Out.
Yes. I mean, I've been watching videos of how to make money and do things on the online and all that, and like I said, it's a low stress, low pressure, have fun kind of game.
Infiltration successful.
I mean, I participated in a heist setup last night. I had the Tommy gun, submachine gun was my main weapon. I got the platinum medal. It's like, okay, that works. My first platinum, so you know, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, I'm gonna do one more and then that'll be it for tonight. I need to get my act together for tomorrow. So great, thanks. I played the other two games and the other two MGOs and they were awesome. This one, horrible. I was so disappointed. It just doesn't play very well. Besides, having Stealth equipped staff and regular staff in the same setup. Not a fan of that. If you're gonna build a mode for that, which is like team sneaking in MGO2, that's fine. But have them together in the same game, no. It's just not my thing. I mean, having played the first two MGOs, this one was a huge step down. I was very disappointed. So, excuse me. So, whatever, you know. I got the hiccups. Okay, man. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna get ugly. My favorite. Okay, last one. Combat. Besides, the costumes you wear in MGO are ugly. I don't like these uniforms.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
In the original MGO, you had the three units that were in Metal Gear Solid 3. Ocelot unit, Crew, and
CP, this is Delta 2. I just witnessed an attack. Hostile presence confirmed.
what was the other team?
This is CP. Understood.
Here are you.
Look out the enemy. Out.
Ocelot unit and shit, I can't remember. KGB. So you had three different units. And that was fine. It was, you know, it was very much part of the game, how it played. In MGO2, you could wear whatever you wanted. And you could mix and match and buy different pieces of gear and everything else. In this game, you're stuck with the uniform we have on now, and I don't like that. So that was a huge step down for me. I didn't appreciate that. And of course, you only have two teams, Solid versus Liquid, which doesn't make a lick of sense, but especially in the context of the Phantom Pain. And you could have still the, you could have had the PFs that are in this game. I got lucky right there. Shit.
All fire teams, this is CP. Security cams picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
If I kept walking, I would have been noticed.
CP, this is Zulu 6. One of us contact. Appears to be an enemy force. Over. This is
Yeah, so
CP. Understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out.
MGO 1 and 2 I did. MGO 3, absolutely not. Don't play it. It's a waste of time. So poor. So disappointed. I mean, if they had Team Rogue Coyote, Team, you know, Red Army, if they had, you know, Team Zero Risk Security, that would be great. But they didn't. They have Solid and Liquid. Really? What does Liquid have to do with this game?
CP, this is Delta 4. I'm seeing smoke. There may be enemies in the area. Over.
Just not my thing.
This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
Too late.
All fire teams, this is CP.
UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Delta 9. We'll investigate ASAP. Out. CP, this is Delta 6. No sign of the enemy. We're calling off the search. Over. CP, understood. Stay on the alert. Out.
God bless us of all. One hit kill on a power box. That's why I carry it. And we're in. Yes.
All fire teams, this is CP. Infiltration successful.
Okie dokie. That will be it for today. I do not expect to be on tomorrow for broadcasting purposes. I may be on Sunday. It depends on how things go tomorrow. So we'll pick up the adventures probably Sunday, and we can keep earning staff and keep building those levels. So you guys have a wonderful night. I appreciate all of you very much, except for one person who chose to be a jerk about themselves, but that's fine. I can deal with it. Have a good night, and I will see you when I see you. Let's figure out our last score of the night first. 25K. Alright, adios.